when we are doing this class, remember to try and imitate me, the sounds. If you participate, it will help you. And remember to take notes. It will also help you. So the schwa, it's the most common sound in English. It's so common it has its own name. The other ones don't have a name, but this one has a name. Schwa. The symbol for it is the upside down E. It's upside down. It's like the E, but it's upside down. Okay, that's the symbol of the schwa. It is easy to say, basically. That's why it's so common, because it requires so little effort. So, if we look at the mouth, we'll find that the sound is right in the middle. It's right in the middle. It's not high up. It's not low down. It doesn't even require the mouth to move. It's just I mean, it's easy, right? Doesn't require any effort. Compare that with ah. Much bigger. Open the mouth. So this is why the schwa is common, because it's easy. It's very neutral. So, in order to have a native rhythm of English, you must reduce common words. Yeah. So common words have two forms. They have strong forms and they have weak forms. These common words are only functional words. They don't provide content. So what does that mean? They're just like the grammar. It doesn't really add to any meaning. It just is there to function as a kind of a connector of the sentence. So weak forms are part of connected speech, basically. More on that later. We're going to have another class on that, on connected speech. What you need to focus on is this. Let's look at these sentences. These common words are only functional words. They don't provide content. Which ones are the functional words? These are only, I would say, maybe. They don't provide content. So if I what I want to do in English is I want to stress these words which are more important. These common words are only functional words. They don't provide content. So we'll have a look now a bit more, on specific details. So the weak form of can is kun. So can, kun. So there are two forms. Strong form, can. Weak form, kun. Okay? It's got the schwa sound, Can you help me? Yes, I can. Can you help me? Yes, I can. So this is a tip. Write this down. The weak form is usually at the beginning or in the middle of the sentence, not at the end of the sentence. At the end of the sentence, we use the strong form usually. It would sound very weird. Can you help me? Yes, I can. No, yes, I can. Okay? Another example, for. So this is a very common word, right? For, you see it all the time. So you got for or you got f. For, f. For, f. Okay? So look at this. Do you want to go for a coffee? For a coffee. For a coffee. What would this one be like? Is it going to be for or for? What would you do that for? What would you do that for? Yeah, the second one. Why is it the second one? Why is it in the strong form? Because it's at the end of the sentence. Okay? So, ready. Let's go. I'm just going to tell my neighbours to be a little bit quieter, please. Sorry. When you're doing pronunciation, you need absolute silence. And there goes the dog. Okay, but maybe you want to copy me, okay, in my rhythm. Do you want to go for coffee? Do you want to go for a coffee? For a coffee? For coffee, if you want. What would you do that for? What would you do that for? Okay, so you got for and you got for. Just let the dog pass. This is if this was grammar, it wouldn't be so important, but because it's pronunciation. All right. Well, anyway, what can you do? Strong and weak forms. Again. Just give me a second, guys. All right, I'm back. No more dogs. It's always good to take a break anyway. Let it soak in, absorb the information. So we continue, strong and weak forms. And I'm not sure if I said this, but yeah, this is to improve your rhythm, guys. This is to improve how you're speaking and how you understand others, okay? So the schwa. I'm going to help him today. I'm going to help him today. Not to, but to. So this helps you reduce it. It's a functional verb. It's a functional word, and therefore you don't need to stress it. It's not really important. It's just grammar. What we prefer basically is to articulate the vocabulary, the vocabulary that isn't the grammar, the content. I'm going to help him today. Yeah? I'm going to help him today. Okay, to, not to. To be or not to be. Okay, so maybe you want to emphasize it, to be or not to be. Yeah, it's a little bit more in the stronger form because it's to be emphasized, it's to be exaggerated. However, to be. I don't know, to be or not to be. It would sound very posh. It would sound very like the Queen to say, oh, to be or not to be. Yeah, more common, more real is to be or not to be. To be. Remember the schwa? To be. To. Okay. What about this one? And. You normally say and. So what's this one? Have a guess. Guessing is good. Not and. We actually get rid of the duh and we reduce this down to an not an So this would sound like, I want some fish and chips. Fish and chips. Not and. Fish and chips. Sounds weird. It's like, I want fish and chips. It's like this one. I went to the World Cup in 2004 and 2018. So in this case, I'm really emphasizing that I went to both events. Not just one event, I went to both events. And that's why I need that extra and 2018. Otherwise, you reduce it. I want some fish and chips. It's just the connected speech. It's the rhythm. It's not important. I don't need to stress and. It's not that important. Also, it's a collocation, so these words always go together. So it's fish and chips. It's not fish and chips. It's fish and chips. Fish and chips. I hope you can hear the difference. It's not fish and chips. It's fish and chips. Fish and chips. Fish and chips. Okay? It's much smoother. It's connected. So I added these ones because I found this one to be really important as well. Even the verb to be gets reduced and has a strong and a weak form again. So normally you say are, but you can just say You're probably thinking, what the? Really? Ben, really? I don't really. Well, listen to this. We are British. 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 They are friendly. They are friendly. We are British. They are friendly. Amazing, right? That's how you distinguish between a native speaker and a non-native speaker, because they have that tendency to reduce these important, frequent words into a schwa sound. We are British. We are British. They are friendly. I'm not trying to do that on purpose. That's just natural English. Look at do as well. And you. So we have the auxiliary do and the auxiliary, not the auxiliary, the pronoun you. And they both get reduced because they're very common. Do is everywhere and you is everywhere. So what do we do? Listen to this. What do you want to do this evening? Yeah. What do you want to do this evening? To. What do you want to do? Nah, that one's a bit more like to. This one is different than this one, isn't it? Listen. What do you want to do this evening? So this one is auxiliary, as in it is part of the structure of the sentence. Whereas this one is the content. You know, in do, in English, do means two things. It's an auxiliary verb, so it's functional, and it's also content, so it's hacer or to act, to do, to create, or to act, basically. So what do you do you hear that? Do you what do you want to do? Now I'm emphasizing this is content. What do you want to do evening? Those are the content words. What, want, do, evening. What do you want to do this evening? What do you want to do? That's English. And that is strong and weak forms, guys. The schwa.
Learning English superiorly. We're gonna learn English quick.